Hello, everybody. I'm Huan Yanhua. Today I want to talk about gravity. Have you ever wondered why we don't float in the sky? Bingo! Because of gravity. We are bound by this force all the time. Even on a plane in the sky, we can't get rid of it. Okay, let's get to the subject. What is gravity? How does it happen? Gravity is a force that attracts objects. Since it is a force, then there must be a source of this power. At the Earth, the gravity of almost all objects points to the Earth's core. I am convinced that the birthplace of gravity is in the Earth's core. The Earth's core produces gravitons. At very high temperatures and pressures, gravitons shoot outward from the Earth's core. Graviton is a kind of particle with strong penetrability. It can penetrate almost everything. The graviton interacts with the fundamental particles in the process of penetrating the object. The following is the process of gravity. Graviton interact under fundamental particles. Then the graviton leaves the fundamental particle. The graviton loses its interaction above the fundamental particle. The gravitons is dynamic. When a continuous gravitons interacts under the fundamental particles, the loss of interaction at the top of the fundamental particles. So, the fundamental particles generate gravity. A graviton interacts with a fundamental particle, produces a unit of gravity. Then n gravitons interact with n fundamental particles, will produce n units of gravity. So, an object is in a fixed scene. The greater the mass of the object, it means that more gravitons interact with more fundamental particle, represents the greater the gravity generated. The following is the schematic diagram of gravity generation. Gravitons shoot out of the Earth's core. The density of graviton is different in different scenes. The closer to the Earth's core, the greater the density of gravitons, the greater the gravity. Contrary, the farther away from the Earth's core, the lower the graviton density, the lower the gravity. Astronauts can be suspended in space because only a small number of gravitons interact with astronauts. So, with only a small thrust, astronauts can get rid of the constraints of gravity. Let's discuss some properties of gravitons and elementary particles. First, graviton scarcity. At one point in time, if only one graviton interacts with an object. So, at this point in time, even if the mass of this object is very large, this object produces only one unit of gravity. Second, rarity of fundamental particles. In a specific space, if there is only one fundamental particles, so even if the density of gravitons is very high, at this point in time, elementary particles produce only one unit of gravity. In a specific scene, this is why the smaller the mass of the object, the smaller the gravity. Third, gravity saturation. At one point in time, all gravitons interact with all fundamental particles in the object. So, the gravity of this object is saturated. At the moment, no matter how many gravitons penetrate the object, they can't add extra gravity to the object. Last, let's discuss whether we can create gravity devices or anti-gravity devices. To create a gravity device, we need to excite gravitons from matter and give them directions. Gravity devices can be used on the deck of spacecraft. Therefore, astronauts and space travelers can walk freely in the spacecraft. If you want to create an anti-gravity device, you need to find a material that can block the penetration of gravitons. But gravitons are very penetrating. It is very difficult to find this material. Maybe in the future, we will invent some equipment that can offset the motion of the graviton. Such, we can create flying cars to fly in the sky. That's all for today. See you next time. Bye.